Hello everyone and welcome to Credit Repair Tips with Derek Smith. And in this video, I'm going to give you the quickest, easiest ways to raise your credit score. So if you need to raise your score fast, then you should start by taking action on the things that you control and don't have to depend on getting the creditor's response for. I am going to give you 10 points of wisdom you can use to implement for yourself. Tip 1 is pay down your credit balances. This is the fastest way to raise your score. As soon as you reduce your balance to limit ratio, your score instantly increases. If your balance is over 30% of the allowed limit, your score is going to get docked. If your balance is over 50% of the allowed limit, your score gets docked even more. And if your balance is near the limit or maxed out, then you get penalized with a major decrease to your score. The optimal percentage to gain the most points is a balance to limit ratio of less than 10%. However, 10% is not required for an excellent score. The professionals recommend keeping balances at 30% or less, and I can personally attest to this has worked for me. The balance to limit ratio applies to each individual credit card, and it also applies to the sum of all your credit cards. This is why having more than one card is a good idea. Even if you don't personally need more than one, you'll want to use each of your 3 cards at least once a quarter to keep them active for scoring purposes. Number 2 is if you don't have the cash to pay down your balance immediately, call the credit card company and ask them to raise your limit. This accomplishes the same thing by lowering your ratio. If you've been paying on time, they will usually agree, hoping you'll spend more and owe them more in interest payments. But instead of falling into that trap, don't raise your credit balance and instead continue to pay down your balance. Your end goal is to pay off the balance in full each time you receive a statement. Number 3 is if you can't get your limit raised and you have high ratio or maxed out, you might be able to distribute some of the balance to other existing cards. But whatever you do, you must not open a new card to accomplish this, because that would hurt your score for up to 36 months. Number 4, if you own a business, open a business credit card and then carry your balances on a business card rather than a personal credit card. Only about 10% of business cards get reported to the credit bureaus. You can open a business card and move a good portion of your existing balance to that card, which will hide it from the credit bureaus. However, before opening the card, ask if they report to the credit bureaus to get confirmation that they don't. Number 5, use your old credit cards from time to time. If you have an inactive card, you're not receiving your longevity points for having it. This is important because 15% of your credit score is determined by the age of your accounts. You get more points for maintaining an account for a long time, but if you haven't used your account in several years, it is inactive and you're missing out on that advantage. Therefore, you should buy something you buy anyway, such as milk or a tank of gas, at least once every 3 to 4 months in order to keep the card in active status for the credit bureaus. Tip here, don't use this as an excuse to buy another pair of shoes or an electronic gadget that you don't genuinely need. Number 6, if you have student loans, pay down your balance to below the original amount borrowed if you have not already done so. This could increase your score by 5 to 10 points. Number 7, avoid closing off old credit cards because doing so could cause your score to go down. This is because with less available credit, your overall debt to available credit ratio will be worse. Even if you have more than 5 cards, keep that old positive credit card open. Number 8, avoid opening new cards if you already have 3 or more. Whenever you open a new credit card, your score is temporarily penalized because it is unknown how you're going to handle that new credit. The exception is if you only have 1 credit card, no student loans, no auto loans, and no mortgage. If you are young or new to the country and you are establishing credit for the first time, you need to obtain a second credit card so you can establish sufficient positive credit. 1 credit account on your credit report is not going to be enough. You cannot qualify for a mortgage or a home loan with only 1 account. You need 3 trade lines. These are accounts of some type on your credit report. At least one of these need to be a Visa or a MasterCard because these are major cards and have more weight than individual store cards. It's better if you have 2 major cards and 1 minor card than the other way around. Number 9, set yourself up with automatic pay so that you're never late. For most people, auto pay is a good idea. That way, you don't take the risk of losing the bill, having the mail get delivered late during inclement weather, or missing a payment while you're traveling, on vacation, or in the hospital. And finally, number 10 is stay away from finance companies. Before you sign up for financing at an electronic, appliance, or furniture store, Ask if they partner with a finance company. If they say yes, do not use their in-store financing. When a finance company shows up on your credit report, it automatically lowers your score, even if you pay on time, because finance companies are considered to be hard money lenders who accept people with bad credit. Even if you have a perfect score, having a hard money lender on your report is going to lower your score. If you already have a finance company on your report, pay it off as fast as you possibly can, especially if the interest rate is high, and it usually is. If you can't figure out how to raise your score yourself and you need help, reach out to me at www.comprehensivecreditrepair.com and I can help you raise your credit score with my credit score program. And by the way, as a special bonus, I give you a free trip to one of 51 available locations. All you have to do is get there. All right, I'll see you in the next video.